back at you again. Officer Shapat Dayakin. Dropping something heavy for these cowards out here. Yeah. Coming straight from 125th, 1 West, Harlem, New York. Home of the truth, nigga. Man of war, the hair war, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. All day as we discuss how they don't like us. Gathered to streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us, watch where you stepping. Cause a scene, you gon' see how brotherhood is a weapon. Tough skin protect our wrists, teach girls and kids devoutness. Call a prophetess, a priest, damn near nothing without it. More than rubies, cute and understanding when describing. Virtue, loving, no lip from the daughters of Zion. Gold teeth, earrings, chains, and the rings. Precious metals, fabrics, emphatic stones, and everything. Trying to catch the slang, rewind what we rap and slang. Lost in parables, your scripture breakdowns terrible. Yasha Allah, Prince of the power, we are the Jews. God on earth, you can see it by watching all our moves. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Man of war with hair wool, no idols, loving judgments. God of the Bible, the men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha. Kingdoms ours, all the heathens forbidden. The chosen bow down to no one, it was written. The men above me shout, Hum Yasha, and all the warriors be like, Hum Yasha.
According to God, the white man is the devil.
See, I've been in here for a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And I see niggas, they like to talk a lot. They like to claim leadership. They like to claim this and that. You know what I'm saying? They like to be above what they really is and have authority. But they don't really need that authority. They don't really know what to do with that leadership. You understand? You hold hands with this boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. See, everybody ain't with all that peace talk. Everybody ain't with all that bygone be. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to profit. It's about to get serious. When they hit us with dope and kill us with crack, where the fuck with your leaders? I'm curious. He cashed out on your blood, traded you in and bought a new biz. Ask you the prophets, I tell you the scheme. If you don't wake up, you gon' die in your dreams. I say you won't tell you no more. I swear these crackers try to kill us slow. Just spoke to a nigga and fed it up for parole. Because of the COVID, it feel like the host in this world that don't go together. Know that it's gold in the ghetto. I'm in the city blazing with my niggas. Just told the devil the score never settled. Yeah, see the prophets. I'm tired of these niggas keep talking about, you know, you respect my religion, I respect your religion. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. You know, like we all come together. Cause you know what they say God so loved the world. God so loved the world and know. Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you the prophets. Don't give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up and serve my God. We don't pray on our knees, nigga. Yeah. Hey, gentlemen, y'all, we don't pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up. You know what I'm saying? Boy, your ass need to stop and ask you to one with step, I'm solid for show. To the fake niggas, stay silent, I got it, let's go. I ain't taking no loss, I ain't no talking when we got the flow. Ain't no peace, just pay with your own. I'ma be loyal to the right arm. Tell him we can't can never let bygone be bygone. Got your baby mother on high, got your baby pants through the fire. Ain't she the prophets? That baby so belong to the Lord. How dare you abort it? Therefore a failure, bitch, I can afford it. I prepare slaughter, you bring me my water. Push your leaders weak, let them lies slip through their teeth. They ain't see to stop it, ain't see the prophets.
That's just the reality, Christians. I'm sorry to hurt your feelings. I know your pastor lied to you every Sunday for 30 years, but that's what the church is for, lying. That's why they exist, to lie the money out of your pockets.
Boy, your ass need to stop it, ass need to give a damn what you talk about. Don't give a fuck what you believe, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. We'll pray on our knees, nigga. Gotta stand up to serve my God. We'll pray on our knees, nigga.
Killed the beat.
I don't know who, somebody need to hear this. Y'all don't speak Hebrew, that's Yiddish. How the fuck you try to label us anti-Semitic? We the Israelites, blacks, native Hispanics. The Germans getting locked up for the Holocaust. Meanwhile, black people still up in the Holocaust. 100 million of us died in the transatlantic. 6 million died, y'all want the world to never forget it. You can never be a Jew, you a Ashkenaz. This ain't a star dum-dum, a gun, I would die. Yeah, Yeezy told the truth and got ostracized. Not one person in the Bible had on a yarmulke. We were slaves in America like we was in Egypt. Y'all don't even fit the curses in the Torah neither. Y'all was blind to the truth, I had to make it clear. How Jerusalem, your land, your people came from Europe. That was 1947, your menorah got 9 sticks, it's really only 7. Yeah, it's us against the world, Armageddon. This what happened when you inherit lies from your ancestors. Y'all the synagogue of Satan with them black hats. Your whole nation sitting ducks, Aflacs. Bunch of thieves and culture vultures, ain't nothing kosher. To tell the truth, you vagabonds don't have a culture. Macedonia, Alexander and Philip, you a convert, so tell me, how the fuck is you Israel? That don't make you the people just cause you live there. Why my people can't hate your people like y'all hate Hitler? All the prophets was black and was called nigga. Y'all don't even fit the description that's in the scriptures. Abraham, all the way down to Jacob, we the real Jews. Y'all don't study Christ, y'all follow the Talmud. Keep it real, yeah, let's keep it real. Cold hard truth, it give you chills. Say y'all Jewish cause y'all ain't really them. About to do them like Hammond, it's the Feast of Purim. UPK undefeated, this an easy win. We was born fighting, y'all the evil twin. Jacob took hold of his heel, then out came his little red bastard, they kosher deals. It's only 12 tribes, y'all trying to make it 13. Esau despised his birthright, the Lord cursed him. He ain't the devil, who is? I'm still searching. Ask your rabbi, why he get them babies herpes? I don't know what's worse, that or you claiming that you a Maccabee. I'm about to cancel, everybody try to cancel ye. I ain't afraid to speak, that's what I do. They riding to the core, I'm just judging them by their fruit. Cause they ain't suffering curses. If I was carnal, I promise I'd punch you in person. I know this an uncomfortable subject. They making millions off our culture and black people suffering from it. Yeah, they don't believe in Christ, they the Antichrist. Make a living off of niggas, they a parasite. I ain't afraid to tell the truth, niggas terrified. I'm about to go DEFCON 4, I ain't satisfied.
That is proof. That is absolute proof that they know we are the real Jews. That's absolute proof. Like, he got the records. Go find me a white Jew on any archaeology in Egypt anywhere. You will never find a piece of archaeology with white people as slaves in Egypt. So don't tell me that they were slaves and it's their identity, and they know it. The Lord knows the blasphemy of you so-called white people that say you are Jews and you are not Jews. You are not the people of the law. You are not God's chosen people. God's chosen people are living in the ghettos of America. God's chosen people are in poverty and depression in the streets of America. God's chosen people are walking around in America with no identity. That's where God's chosen people are.
That's why Christ is Melchizedek and Christ is Solomon.
you get that breakdown?
The Lord.
Like it, sir. General Hyman, see your class. He said, well done.
Like it.
Fried chicken, napkin.
Put that on the table for me, warrior.
All right.
Rank raise coming, warrior.
He's trying to holler at you about that class.
All right, for sure.
Excellent class, by the way.
Well, I appreciate that, boy. Yeah.
After you.
There he is, man of the hour. Take a seat, man. Take a seat. What's going on with you, brother? Pour us up, live. Listen, man. Heard you taught a hell of a class.
Hey, man. The water, sir. The water.
Excellent job, by the way. Hey, look, man. You know what I was thinking? Tell me what you think. Thursday, 7 p.m. Prime time. Scripture breakdown. What you think about that?
I consider it.
Man, that's all I need you to do, man. Laya Shala.
Laya Shala.
And more, man. Hey, wake that brother up. Wake him up. Wake him up. Wake that brother up. Wake up, bye.
Yeah.
Hey, wake that brother up. Wake up, bye.
Yeah.
Hey, wake up. Wake up, bye. Most High in Christ. You back with us?
Come, sir.
Most High in Christ. Like. And that's why Christ was Solomon, Christ was Melchizedek, and reincarnation is in the Bible. Hey, I like that. Do me a favor. See me one more time, Baba Kashah. I appreciate it, I appreciate it. Warrior.
Hey, Shalom, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai Barakatham, Yahweh Shema Tham, Shem Yahweh Shai. Priest and Officer Wanga Tuesday, Brotherhood class. You feel me? ISUPK under Commander Hana. What we do, we come out to teach. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians who they are according to the Bible. You know, to free them from white supremacy and the lies of the Christian church. You feel me? Which is running rampant, even though the doors is closing because it just make people feel so good. You feel me? Whatever the Christians teach. I mean, I ain't grew up in the church. Whatever it is, it make people feel good because they still diehard Christians. And tonight, what we're gonna talk about is the truth about poverty and gentrification. You feel me? Because people gotta understand about the truth about poverty and gentrification is it's a choice. You feel me? It's a choice that's made by the people that rule over you. They get to choose who they want to put in poverty, what class, you know, middle class, low class, stuff like that. People thinking that it's just like black people, you know, ain't buying enough stocks and bonds and cryptocurrency. And it's just not true. You feel me? It all go back. So like, it all go back to a God that you serve. You feel me? That's why, you know, Captain Marquardt coined, you know, that our God is the nigga God. You feel me? You feel me? Real talk. The nigga God. Because if blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians go after the nigga God, then who would be the people that you serving? Niggas. And that's a good thing because we all niggas. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We all niggas. But the problem with us is we serving gods of other races of people. So now we serving them. Real talk. So if I could, let's go into a few articles. Let's go to what happened in Chicago over Memorial Weekend.
Channel 5 Chicago Memorial Weekend shootings, at least 9 killed, 41 injured.
Right. Okay. Now this is a light weekend in Chicago. You know, that's light. In most cities, this is a cause for the National Guard. You feel me? But in Chicago, this is actually okay. I'm gonna be honest with you. in Chicago, this became so normal that this is actually an okay weekend because Chicago is so huge that a lot of this stuff probably didn't happen in a lot of areas. So you probably didn't even know it happened. And how I know, because we was there. We was downtown Chicago. And downtown Chicago looked like a whole nother world. You feel me? It looked like a whole nother world from where we was at, which is downtown. You feel me? Real talk.
At least 9 people were killed and more than 40 others were wounded during the once again violent Memorial Day weekend in Chicago.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's why I said they said once again, because they looking for this to happen every Memorial Day, every 4th of July, every Father's Day weekend. This is just the norm. This is the norm. You feel me? Because this is poverty. And like I said, this is a choice. Why is this not happening in a Jewish neighborhood? Why is this not happening in the East Indian neighborhoods? Because Chicago is segregated. It's one of the most segregated cities in the country. You feel me? Maybe behind New York, only because of population-wise. But somehow, all this violence and stuff is happening in one designated area. Because like I said, we was up there this weekend. We was downtown Chicago. And you would have thought we was in a whole nother world. You would have thought that this type of stuff couldn't even happen in this city.
One of those killed, including the stabbing suspect who was shot and killed by police late Monday night, according to officials. According to police watchdog group, the Civilian Office of Police Accountability, officers at 11:10 p.m. were on routine patrol when they observed a man attempting to stab another man in the 300 block of South Cicero.
Right. So yeah, that's the end of that. You know, that's the end of that article. But it's not going to be the end of the saga. You feel me? It's not going to be the end of the saga of murders happening in the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indian community. You feel me? It's not going to be the end of poverty. Real talk. It's not going to be the end of poverty, but that's definitely the end of the article. But it's going to be another weekend, and it's going to be more people die, more people get shot, and it's all going to be on one specific side of the city. All right, so let's drop that. Let's go to that last article about the Vatican.
Vatican issues apology after Pope Francis' homophobic slur.
So this is the Pope. Look like the goddamn devil. You feel me? If the devil, you feel me, was anybody, it has to be him. I'm just keeping it real with you. If you just look at him, he looks satanic and sadistic as hell. But he apologized for saying a homophobic slur. You go ahead.
It's like, sir, I mean, didn't they just okay gay marriages in the Catholic Church last year?
And then all the raping they do, all the billions of dollars they owe for child molestation. You feel me? Like I said, these is hypocrites. This man ain't a leader. They worship this man like he God himself. He's not a leader. He's not a leader. He's a man. And that's why he apologized, because he's a man.
Pope Francis issued an apology after he was quoted as having used a highly derogatory word to describe the LGBT community, the Vatican said.
Mm-hmm.
Italian media reported on Monday that Francis used the Italian term, that is, roughly translating as...
You know what that is.
Probably can't say that either.
Faggotry. That's what he said. He said, right here, we ain't on TikTok. He called them what they do faggotry, which means he's not approving of what they doing. You feel me? Real talk. But he do approve of molesting children, because all the priests under him is steady going to jail. Real talk. But he's apologizing for saying that because the LGBT community is an agenda. You feel me? It's an agenda to weaken black men and uplift black women. You feel me? It's a power dynamic. You go ahead.
So wait a minute. Let me get this straight, sir. So what you're saying is they can touch children and push that shit under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
But you make an anti-gay remark and you gotta apologize.
You gotta apologize for that. But they molesting kids left and right. They causing the faggotry. They the reason behind the faggotry. But I mean, it is what it is. They will apologize to the LGBT community, but they won't apologize for putting black people in poverty, destroying all their businesses, not giving them no grants and loans and stuff like that so they can start businesses and pass it down to their children so their children ain't shooting each other. 9 people dead, 41 shot in one weekend in Chicago. Maybe they should apologize for that.
In a private meeting last week, when he was asked whether gay men should be allowed to train for the priesthood, provided they remain celibate, Italian political gossip website, The Gospia, was the first to report. It looked like the gay word.
Right. It's a lot. That damn whole website faggot is a faggotry. It's a lot.
Was the first to report the alleged incident. It's like I said, he's apologizing for an alleged
incident. That's what I'm saying. It's 41 people just got shot in Chicago. 41 people just got shot, 9 dead. Nobody's apologizing for putting them in that situation. You feel me? Nobody is apologizing for that, but they apologizing for an alleged incident that they can't even prove he said it. Because of the backlash of the LGBT community, he like, oh, hell no. You feel me? Because they got some type of power.
Said to have happened on May 20th when the pontiff met Italian bishops behind closed doors.
All right. Yeah, so we could drop that. So the whole point of that is that the most powerful man in the Catholic religion has apologized to the LGBT community for an alleged incident, but nobody still has came out to apologize for what the fuck is going on with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. You go ahead.
So like I said, if I may last question, if I may, sir, does that mean that the LGBT community is more powerful than the Pope?
I think it's the agenda. I think it's the council culture. I think it's just the agenda. You feel me? Real talk. Because the LGBT community is such a small group of people. You feel me? It's such a small dynamic of people. But somehow, if you come up against them, everybody is standing up for them. You feel me? But nobody's standing up for black people. You got women, they all gonna stand up for them. You got some goofy men gonna stand up for them because they woman tell them to. But ain't nobody standing up for Lil Pookie and them and Lil Ray Ray and them who shooting each other with switches and Glocks, AK-47s. Man, look. You ain't never heard of an FN probably. An FN is a handgun that shoot chopper bullets. It takes 7.62s. You feel me? You can stuff it in a handgun. Them the type of guns that these little niggas out here playing with. And ain't nobody apologizing for this situation they put them in. But you apologizing to a small percentage of the goddamn world for an alleged slur. That's why I say poverty, gentrification, all that stuff it was a choice. There was a choice by the people that get to choose, and which is the so-called white man. You feel me? He get to choose that for you, and he's chosen it. How you fight back against it? You got to fight against white supremacy. You feel me? You got to fight against his doctrine, what he teach. You feel me? All the philosophies that he's trying to push on you and your children. All right, so yeah, let's drop that. Let's go to Exodus 7 and 6.
The book of Exodus, chapter 7, verse 6. And Moses and Aaron did as the Lord commanded them, so did they.
Right. So this is during the time when we trying to get freed out of Egypt. And what's happening right now in America, America is spiritually Egypt, and we trying to free you from white supremacy. Back then, Moses and Aaron were trying to free the children of Israel from Egyptology. Now we're trying to free black people from white supremacy. Ain't nothing new under the sun. This is going to keep happening until you make a decision. Until you, as a man and a woman, make a decision, the world ain't gonna be fixed. You feel me? You want to go out there and save everybody, and you want to pray for Palestine, pray for Ukraine, and support the LGBT community. You want to support everything, but you ain't fixing yourself. You feel me? We're never gonna get the kingdom until we fix ourselves, man. First.
Verse 7. And Moses was 80 years old, and Aaron 80 years and 3 years old, when they spake unto Pharaoh.
Mm-hmm. We're going all the way to 14.
Come. Verse 8. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying, verse 9. When Pharaoh shall speak unto you, saying, show a miracle for you, then thou shalt say unto Aaron, take that rod and cast it before Pharaoh, and it shall become a serpent.
Mm-hmm. See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. What we do as Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, that's what we do. We work miracles in these kingdoms we in. This stuff that we do is near unto a miracle. If you just think about every invention that was ever invented, that's near unto a miracle. Like real talk. That's near unto a miracle. Some of the stuff we came up with. It's no different than him throwing his rod on the ground, which is a staff he holding his hand, and it turned into a serpent.
Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron went in unto Pharaoh, and they did so as the Lord had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like we better than our enemies at everything. Only thing is we keep choosing they gods. That's where you get poverty and gentrification from. Because once you choose they gods, you choosing them. Feel me? Which is a sin. Real talk. Good.
So like I said, maybe what you bringing out is so heavy. So it's true, like when you're talking about all the inventions and everything that we came up with in this place, but the more that we want to be a part of it, everything that we've created, we give to them.
Giving it to them. You sacrificing it into them. You feel me? Real talk. All these inventions you coming up with is for nothing. If you just gonna give it over to them. Real talk.
Verse 11. Then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers.
Mm-hmm. And that's what they got to do. You feel me? That's what these so-called white people have to do with us. They got to come together with councils, and they got to get reverends, and they got to get politicians together to try to figure out, you feel me, how to beat us. You feel me? Real talk.
Now the magicians of Egypt, they also did like manner with the enchantment.
Mm-hmm. Like everybody try to copy after what we do. You feel me? They just found out it was some black girl. She ain't even out of high school. She didn't crack the Pythagorean theorem or some shit. I'm like, God damn, how did that even happen? You feel me? Like real talk. They've been trying to figure that out for thousands of years. You feel me? Hundreds of years, Salakia. But some black girl cracked it.
Verse 12, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents.
Mm-hmm.
But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rod.
And that's the point. You feel me? They're going to keep trying to have these off-brand ideas. But our ideas is always going to overshadow them. That's how it's going to happen every time. They're going to think they came up with something, and then we're going to come up with something better that's going to overtake theirs. You feel me? Ain't nothing new under the sun. We've been doing this since we've been here. But it's not because we got melanin. It's because God chose us. You feel me? It ain't because you got curly hair. It's because God chose us in the womb. You feel me? Through our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You feel me? He chose us. And that's why we work these miracles that these people still can't believe. When a black girl sent the rockets to the moon, they couldn't believe that. They could not believe that, man. Like real talk.
Verse 13, and he hardened Pharaoh's heart, that he hearkened not unto them.
Right, and that's the point, though. That's the point. That's why, with all that being said, we still in poverty. Neighborhoods still getting gentrified. Because the Lord is going to harden their heart. The Lord is not going to let the so-called white man let you get above him. Because he could. With all the stuff we do, he could easily. He's not going to do it. The Lord is going to harden his heart every time you think the so-called white man is taking his foot off your neck. Every time you think this, you getting up in the world, you're going to be like P. Diddy. P. Diddy thought he was up in the world and then got everything took from him. Real talk.
Verse 14, and the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hard. He refuses to let the people go.
Right, and then look at the Lord. The Lord's so savage. He say, man, hey, Moses, Pharaoh's heart is hard. The whole time, he the one did it. You wondering why the so-called white man won't take his foot off your neck. The Lord the one did it. It's like here. He the one that he turned the white man against you. The East Indians, the Africans, all these nations that look down on you. You wonder why don't none of them want to help you? Why there ain't nobody? Oh man, we all got melanin. We all the human race. Man, that's bullshit. The Lord is hardened all these heathens' heart against you. They not supposed to like you. They not supposed to let you up. You supposed to get with your brothers and your sisters and that nigga God that's in the Bible that you thought was a white man. Real talk. All right, so let's drop that. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 28.
Come on. The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness.
Right. And that's a fact. The Lord, this is a curse that Moses said was going to happen to us if we don't serve God after we free. He said he's going to smite us with madness. You know what madness is? 9 people dead, 41 shot in one weekend. That's madness. Women walking down the street half naked with tape covering the nipples. That's madness. Prostitution, madness. You feel me? Bloods and the Crips, the GDs and the Vice Lords, that's madness. You feel me? Real talk. That's what the Lord smite us with. You grow up, you 13, 14 years old, you tell me you finna get a pack. You ain't even tried college. That's madness. Real talk. You go ahead.
And blindness.
And blindness. Can't see. You feel me? You don't know where you're going. Of course, this is literal. This is not literal. You feel me? This is not literal. You just can't see. You don't know where you're going. You feel me? You don't know where the hell you're going, and that's Black Hispanics and Indians. We don't know where we going. We just following the next person. Real talk.
And astonishment of heart.
Mm-hmm. Going all the way to 30.
Come. Verse 29. And thou shalt grope at noonday, as the blind gropeth in darkness.
Mm-hmm.
And thou shalt not prosper in thy ways.
That's what I'm saying. This is a choice. You feel me? We chose not to serve the Lord. He said, y'all shall not prosper. That's why you got poverty. That's why you got gentrification. It was because of the Lord. You feel me? The Lord did it. He turned the people against you. All the people you wondering why they don't like you, that's why. The Lord hardened their heart, and you shall not prosper if you don't keep these commandments. That is that simple. Ain't no stocks, bonds, and crypto. That's not happening. That's not how, as a whole, we're going to get out of this hole we in. It's serving the Lord. Otherwise, you ain't going to prosper. That's what the Bible says.
That's like man, we should see that it's not going to come by money. We just see what happened to Diddy, right?
See what happened to Diddy. Real
all the money in the world, though.
Bill Cosby, Michael Jackson, they had a lot of money. Somehow it ain't end well though.
And thou shalt be only oppressed and spoiled evermore.
And right, and that's what's happened to Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. We oppressed. Everywhere we look, we oppressed. And we spoiled, which means we ruined. We've been ruined. And I'm just gonna go ahead and give me a job, give all my money to Walmart. You feel me? Go pay half, give all my money to rent. We spoiled, man. We spoiled, ain't even trying to build, serve the Lord, ain't trying to do nothing. We just spoiled. We just like, look, we just gonna go work until we die. Then our kids is just gonna work until they die.
And no man shall save you.
And ain't nobody saving us. No man is going to save you. Only person going to save you is the Lord. Real talk.
Verse 30. Thou shalt betroth a wife, and another man shall lie with her.
Right. You betroth a wife. You get you a woman. You think you better build a family with another man lay with her. Another man that got her.
Thou shalt build a house, and thou shalt not dwell therein.
Right. You're going to get you a mortgage, 30-year mortgage. Yeah, I done came up in the world. I'm a homeowner. 10 years into the mortgage, you lose your job. Your woman leave you. And now what? Somebody else dwelling in that house, not you. You got to get a house back.
Thou shalt plant a vineyard and shalt not gather the grapes thereof.
Right. You're going to be building. You feel me? And somebody else is going to take it from you. What we just talked about with all the inventions. All of the inventions that black people made, somebody else is prospering off it, though. It ain't you. Go ahead.
It's like that, if I may. This is so heavy what you're bringing out because gentrification is in the topic of tonight's class, and it said thou shalt build a house and thou shalt not dwell in it.
Ain't dwelling in it. You thought that was your house. You thought this was your neighborhood. You feel? We not from 63rd. It's not your block. You don't own that block. Somebody else own that block. But you built it, but somebody else is owning it. Real talk. Yeah, so let's drop that. Let's go to Job 30 and 31.
Come. The book of Job, chapter 30, verse 31. My heart also is turned to mourning, and my organ to the voice of them that weep.
Right, and this how you know that the Bible is a black man book. Because Job was going through some terrible times. He was suffering. You know, he lost everything because the Lord was testing him to see was he going to turn on him. And he said, my harp is turned to mourning. You feel me? You know what a harp, that's a musical instrument. Job was playing the blues. You feel me? What do we call our music today? R&B, rap and blues, hip hop, drill rap. All that stuff is mourning. You rapping about poverty, rough times, people dying that you love. This is us. This is our book. This book belongs to nobody else. These records was left for blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. That's why we the only ones can even decipher what it's saying. Ask your pastor what this say. He ain't gonna know what this scripture even talking about. This is the blues. You feel me? Real talk. You ever heard of Muddy Waters? You feel me? Any of them? Chuck Berry, B.B. King. That's what they professionalized in the blues. And then now we done turned it into, like I said, now it's drill rap and hip hop and soul music and all that stuff. Just rapping about poverty and losing your woman and losing your husband. Women rapping about, singing about losing their husband. Just being sad in the music, but it's selling. And you ain't owning no masters. Because the Bible already said that, hey, you was going to build a house and somebody else was going to dwell in that. Real talk. So, all right, let's drop that. Let's go to Judith and Apocrypha 5 and 20.
The book of Judith, chapter 5, verse 20. Now, therefore, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against this people, and they sin against their God.
Right. So this is the Ammonites. You know, they talking. You know, one of the soldiers or whatever, captains in the army, Ammonites, that's the so-called Japanese people today. You feel me? And he said, my Lord and governor, if there be any error against his people. You feel me? And you know what the error is he talking about? Breaking the commandments. Because what you got to understand, when we got freed out of Egypt, black people became world famous. That's why we say black people, is the greatest people that ever walked the face of earth, blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. Because when we got freed out of Egypt, we became world famous. Egypt was a superpower. And it got destroyed, just like America. America is a superpower, and it's going to get destroyed because of what they did to us. You feel me? And it's going to happen all over again. The Lord going to be remembered for what he did to America, just like he remembered for what he did to Egypt.
And they sin against their God. Mm-hmm. Let us consider that this shall be their ruin.
That's our ruin. That's our ruin. Like I said, it ain't stocks, bonds, or cryptocurrency. That's not the ruin. You feel me? It ain't because you ain't got this certain job or you couldn't get a grant or a loan. The Lord hardened their heart. You're not getting no grant for the hair salon. You're not getting a grant for the business that you want. You're going to work until you die because we chose to sin against the Lord. And this was the Ammonites saying, it's going to be their ruin. You know how the Ammonites knew this? Because what happened to Egypt? We went into slavery in Egypt because we sinned against God. We got freed because we stopped. So he's just trying to put the Lord and governor on game, saying these is God's people right here. How we know? Because what happened to Egypt?
And let us go up and we shall overcome them.
Right. So everybody knows that if we sinning, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians, we sinning, they got us. They got us right where they want us if we sinning. You're going into poverty. Your neighborhood's getting gentrified. Your woman ain't going to belong to you. They're going to have her stripping on a stripper pole. Talking about she independent. Go ahead.
The Asians is talking shit to black women in nail salons.
The Asians is trapping women in the stores and all type of stuff. Real talk.
That was in the podcast clip.
Yeah.
With the Asians talking shit in their language about the black lady in the chair.
Real talk. Yeah, you go ahead with that scripture.
Verse 21. But if there be no iniquity in their nation.
Right, no sin. If there be no sin in the nation, and he talking about us, Israelites, Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians.
Let my Lord now pass by.
Right, let my Lord pass by. So what he's saying is that, hey, you need to leave these people alone. Leave these people alone. You feel me? If they not sinning, leave their ass alone.
Lest their Lord defend them.
Right, because the Lord gonna defend us. That's what's gonna happen. The Lord is gonna defend us. You feel me? If we not sinning, the Lord got us. You ain't gotta worry about no 401k. I'm not saying don't get your 401k. I ain't saying don't play with the stocks, because I'm doing a little of both. So I just want to let that be clear. Like, I ain't trying to send nobody off on no financial stuff. Real talk. But what I am saying is that that's not gonna save you. What's going to save you is you serving the Lord. He's going to be with you. Real talk.
And their Lord defend them, and their God be for them, and we become a reproach for all the world.
Right, and that's what we need to do. Let's let these heathens be a shame unto the world. Ain't y'all tired of them shaming us? They always talking bad about us, talking down on us. You feel me? To the point where now we got to do a podcast every Wednesday, 9 o'clock, Shameless Plug, where we got to correct black people and Hispanics and Native Indians alike. But yeah, though, it's time. Hey, Most High Christ. Get a podcast in hand. Most High Christ. Hey, Captain DeBar Moff will be on there this Wednesday. Tune in for a hell of a show coming up. But real talk, though, the Lord will be with us, and the shame will be on them. It's that simple. It's that simple. You want to fix your situation, fix your condition, serve the Lord. It ain't gonna happen overnight, but that's the start. It's the start of it. It ain't going to church. I know you thought it was going to church. No, let's go to Esther 3 and 8.
The book of Esther, chapter 3, verse 8. And Haman said unto King Ahasuerus, there is a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed amongst the people in all the provinces of that kingdom.
Right, now Haman was like the second in command over the Persian and the Mede Empire, which is a humongous empire. Say they ruled 127 provinces. Canada is just 10 provinces. So you do the math on that. So if you want to know how big Persian Empire was. But yeah, though, so he's telling the king of Ahasuerus that, man, it's a certain people here scattered, dispersed among the people in all provinces of thy kingdom.
And their laws are diverse from all people.
And their laws are diverse among all people. These people that's scattered, they do stuff a little different. They season their food. They wash their chicken. They even know how to Nah, but for real though, our laws is different. What we do, Black, Hispanic, Native Indian, is different than all people. That's how they know you different. That's how the Africans know you a kata, which means cotton picker. They know you a cotton picker. See, you think they know you a cotton picker because you dirty or you got on bummy clothes. No, they know you a cotton picker because how great you are, how good your food smell, how good you smell. Because they smell like armpits and Salagi. That wasn't gonna be wrong if I said that. But they smell real bad. But how you smelling so good, that's how they know you ain't them. You go ahead.
And Salagi, sir, if I may, the Africans knew it when former slaves, right out of slavery, was sent to Liberia and Sierra Leone and built that whole thing up into the nation it is today.
Man, that's heavy.
And them Africans was in mud huts and flags.
Damn. What he say on Boys in the Hood? I ain't from Africa. I'm from Crenshaw Mafia. You feel me? You African? What is you African booty scratcher? I'll tell you that we just different, and they know. Even the kids know it. What you think they put that scene in the movie for? Because even the kids know we different, man. Everybody knows Blacks, Hispanics, we're different from everybody else on this planet.
Neither they keep the king's laws.
Don't keep the king's laws. They have laws in America that we don't keep. And I ain't talking about a law like going to jail. I'm just talking about like customs. In America, they got customs that we don't do. Because we know that ain't right. Like I had to beg people, like, you know, steak's supposed to be 8 medium rare. But because black people like, nah, I need my shit well done, extra seasoned. I'm like, I ain't knocking you. Because we don't follow they damn rules. Because, you know, the so-called white man, he eat his steak, whatever's under medium rare, where it's barely even cooked. He just basically flipping on each side and boom. It's red blood gushing out. You feel me? But we don't follow their customs. You feel me? We do stuff different than they do.
Therefore, it is not for the king's profit to suffer them.
Right. He said, don't suffer them. You don't let them stay here. Real talk. Get them up out of here.
Verse 9. If it please the king, let it be written that they may be destroyed.
If it please the king. This is no different than somebody writing letters to Trump or the Congress what's they called? The people, the bracket, what is it called? The people that's under the president. The House of Representatives, all that stuff, but it's something else that he got. The judicial branch, electoral branch, all that stuff. You feel me? That they had to inbred in us in school. I'm glad I forgot what it was, because they inbred us in school, but we had to we couldn't graduate, we ain't know it. But yeah, all that stuff, that's them talking to the president about what they need to do. What's dude named Ben Carson? He was over redevelopment and stuff like that in the poor neighborhoods. That's him talking to Trump, saying what they should do. And that's what he's saying, that they need to be destroyed. Feel me? Because time and time again, they wanted to destroy us. They wanted us gone. Real talk. It was only because of the Lord we even still here.
And I will pay 10,000 talents of silver to the hands of those that have the charge of the business.
Right. Basically saying, whoever trying to help, you feel me, I'll pay them. You feel me? And what's that? You feel me? Giving like aldermen and stuff like that, grants and tax write-offs and stuff like that to help destroy the black neighborhood. You thinking Jesse Jackson and all them motherfuckers is rich, but none, they help destroy. Martin Luther King with the civil rights movement and all that stuff. You feel me? They getting paid to help destroy us. Real talk.
To bring it into the king's treasury. Verse 10, and the king took his ring from his hand and gave it unto Haman, the son of Hammedatha the Agagite, the Jews' enemy.
Right. So what you got to understand, Agagite, that was a king. You feel me? That Saul was supposed to kill. You feel me? This is his lineage. You feel me? They was from the tribe of Amalek, which is today is the white Jewish man. They always hated us. They always hated the real Jews. They hated us so much they stole our identity and called themselves Jewish. You feel me? They done took our identity, you feel me? Well, you know, we taught it to them like being idiots. But what I'm saying is that they took it over and now they claiming it as theirs. You feel me? Real talk. And they always done hated us. Real talk. All the way back into this time right here.
Verse 11.
No, that's it on that. That's it on that. But yeah, and a Jewish man is a big responsibility for gentrification and poverty in the black neighborhood. You feel me? That's what all this stuff is spiritual. Real talk. All right, so yeah, let's drop that. Let's go to Second Maccabees 4 and 12.
The book of Second Maccabees, chapter 4, verse 12. For he built gladly a place of exercise under the tower itself, and brought the chief young men under his subjection, and made them wear a hat.
Right. So, okay, they built this is during the time of the Greeks. We was in slavery under the Greek Empire. They built a place of exercise. What's that? That's the gym. It's the basketball court. It's the football field. The baseball. The baseball diamond. The soccer field. They always knew that we had skills. You feel me? Way more skills than they got. That ain't nothing new. It ain't a reason. It's a reason why. I ain't gonna say it's a reason why they didn't want a black person being the star player on the basketball team, because they wanted the leader to be white. Because even though they knew we can jump, run, they felt like we couldn't lead. They wanted to push a narrative that black people couldn't lead. That's why they didn't want black people playing quarterback. Now they had to put out an ESPN special called The Year of the Black Quarterback, because all the best teams had a black quarterback as the starter. But they've been pushing an agenda for so long saying black people can't play quarterback. It's not their position when whole time, just because they didn't want us in a leadership role. Are we going all the way to 14?
Come on, verse 13. Now such was the height of Greek fashion, an increase of heathenish manners, through the exceeding profaneness of Jason, that ungodly wretch, and no high priest. Right,
go ahead.
Verse 14, that the priest had no courage to serve anymore at the altar.
Right, and that's what they did. That's the diabolical tactics that the Greeks did, that the so-called white man is doing right now, that the priests have no courage to serve anymore at the altar, which means they just giving in to your philosophy. That's what the pastors doing. The Muslims, the Egyptologists, everybody is giving in. You feel me? They have no courage to serve no more at the altar. You feel me? They just giving in to different philosophies, giving in to different religions and what they believe.
But despising the temple and neglecting the sacrifices.
Despising the temple, despising the truth. You feel me? Despising the sacrifices. You feel me? For the sins offerings and the trespass offerings. Forgetting all that. Forgetting our customs. You feel me? Now we just want to rap, play basketball, football. That's it. That's our way out the hood. When your way out the hood is serving God. You feel me? They've been building places of exercise. You feel me? To block you from God, from wanting to serve God.
Hasten to be partakers of the unlawful allowance and the place of exercise, after the game of discus called for.
That's what I'm saying. Like at one point, now you don't even want to serve at the altar. You don't want to be a priest. You don't want to serve God. You just want to play football, play basketball. That's all you want to do. You just want to be an athlete. That's it. You hear me? When life is bigger than just playing sports, man. You can get hurt and you're going to lose all your money. Now what? Your people still in poverty and you going back to poverty. Real talk. I think, what his name? Zach Randolph got caught with 100 pounds of weed. This nigga was a fucking basketball player. Raw as hell. Went to the Western Finals and everything a few times with Memphis. And then got caught with 100 pounds of weed. Like, real talk, man. That stuff ain't gonna save you, man. That's just blocking you temporarily from what's really going on. Like, real talk. All right, so yeah, we can drop that. Let's go to Judges 3 and 1.
Book of Judges, chapter 3, verse 1. Now these are the nations which the Lord left to prove Israel by them, even as many of Israel as had not known all the wars of Canaan.
Right. Okay. So what you got to understand, when we was coming out of Egypt, after that happened, we had to fight different African nations. You feel me? To get in our land. And the Canaanites was one of them, because that's where they was living at. That's why it's called the land of Canaan, because that's where they was living. But it was a bunch of other Africans on the way there, on the outskirts, that we had to fight to get in. One of them was the Philistines. Real talk. So yeah, you keep, we're going all the way to verse 4.
Verse 2.
Right. Oh, Salaka. And he said he left them there so we can know war. You feel me? Real talk. Oh no, that's in verse 4. Yeah, yeah, that's it. Even as many Israel have not known all the wars, so we can know that these nations is here so we can fight. You feel me? That's the whole point of all these nations, all these religions, is so we can fight. You feel me? We can know the fight. Because at one point in time, we wasn't there for the war, the physical wars of Canaan. You feel me? We weren't there for the physical wars. So he left them nations there so the kids, the generations later, you feel me, can know how to fight against temptation. You feel me? And then against the heathens' culture and stuff like that.
Verse 2. Only that the generations of the children of Israel might know, to teach them war, at the least such as before knew nothing thereof.
Right. So that's the whole point of the heathens being round about you, working at your job, living across the street. Feel me? So you can know war. You feel me? To teach you war, not so you can join. You thought that the white girl across the street meant interracial dating. That's what you thought. You thought that your son is supposed to be hanging with Billy and your daughter's supposed to be hanging with Mary Beth. That's why they stay across the street. When they stay across the street so you can know war. He kept these heathens around us so we can know war, so we can't never think it's sweet. So we can always be on point. Feel me? Real talk.
Verse 3. Namely, 5 lords of the Philistines, and all the Canaanites, and the Sidonians, and the Hivites that dwelt in Mount Lebanon, from Mount Baal Hermon unto the entering in of Haman.
Right. So he say, namely 5 lords. You feel me? So he just naming a few. And these is all African nations that he left round about us. Feel me? So we can know war, man. Because that's what the heathen nations is here for. You feel me? So we can fight against them, not to join. The heathen nations is not here for you to join. They're going to gentrify your neighborhoods. That's what's going to happen. Your son going to be a blood or a crip following after the Italians. Real talk.
Verse 4. And they were to prove Israel by them, to know whether they will hearken unto the commandments of their Lord.
Right. And that's why these heathens is left here. That's the whole point. Because the Lord want to see is you going to choose them or you going to choose me. You know why? Because time and time again, we keep choosing them. Time and time again, we keep choosing them and their religion and their doctrine and their way of life. We got our own way of life. And our way of life is going to put us above them.
Which he commanded their fathers by the hand of Moses.
Right. We had a covenant. We had a covenant with the Lord. You feel me? We had a covenant with the Lord, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And Moses had to refresh us so we could know why the hell we was in slavery in the goddamn first place. And that's what we doing in the ISUPK and the Commander Hunter. We're trying to free you from white supremacy. You feel me? We're trying to free your mind from white supremacy and the lies of the Christian church, man. Real talk. All right, so you could drop that. Let's go to drop down to 10. Not 10, chapter 10. So like chapter 10 and 6, verse 6.
Book of Judges, chapter 10, verse 6. And the children of Israel did evil again in the sight of the Lord. Right.
So the whole point of leaving the heathens around is so we can fight temptation, show the Lord we choose him over any other belief. And we end up doing evil in the sight of the Lord with these heathens around us.
and served Baalim and Asherah and the gods of Syria and the gods of Sidon and the gods of Moab.
Right. Hold on, wait. It's a liar. Show me 10 black people. Show me 10 different religions. How does that happen? From the heathens being around you. You feel me? You're not waking up a Baptist. That's the religion of the damn KKK. You ain't waking up an Egyptologist. You feel me? Real talk. These different gods and religions that you are come from the heathens. This is not your culture. Every time they left around us, we're going to end up following them. We've done that time and time again.
And the gods of the children of Ammon, and the gods of the Philistines, and forsook the Lord and served not him.
Right. And because the gods of the heathens is all about pleasure. Because they not real. They gods is not real anyway. Our God is real. Our God is our Father. So he got rules and regulations, and we don't want rules and regulations. You feel me? We want to be able to do what we want to do. You feel me? We want to do what we want to do. When the heathens, they get to do whatever they want because they don't have a covenant with God. They ain't going to suffer from sinning because they can't sin. They have no covenant with the Lord. We do. That's why our neighborhoods get gentrified. That's why we living in poverty. That's why it's people getting shot up on the block. But they blocks look like a utopia.
Verse 7. And the anger of the Lord was hot against Israel.
And that's how you know this is a black man's butt. The Lord say he was hot. That's what black people say. You feel me? So like, that's what black people say. I'm hot, man. I'm hot right now. You got me messed up. Being real talk, but the Lord was hot and he was mad as hell. Because he said, I left these heathens around so you can fight, not for you to join. Somehow, instead of fighting, we'd rather join. We'll fight each other, though. We'll kill each other. What they say, 9 people killed, 41 shot in the weekend. One city, Chicago. I bet it happened on the south side. I guarantee it was all on the south side. I guarantee you. Right on the south side, maybe the east side a little bit. We'll do that.
And he sold them into the hands of the Philistines.
Right, and that's what's gonna happen. The Lord gonna be mad at us for serving these other nations, and he's gonna sell us to them. He's gonna give us to them, man. And now we're gonna have to worship them and serve them. And now we wondering what the hell going on. We're looking at the black neighborhood. We're like, damn, all these abandoned buildings. Why don't nobody want to help us? Please help us. Give us loans, give us food stamps, give us this, give us that. When the Lord, like, nigga, you wanted to serve them, now you got it. Right. You want to know who gentrified the neighborhood? It was the Lord. You want to know why you can't get no grants and loans or start no business? It was the Lord. Because you chose the heathens and they way of life. You done it.
And then to the hands of the children of Ammon.
Right. It just saying everybody get a piece of the pie. We got Chinese neighborhoods over there. I mean, business right there. Got an African neighborhood business over there. Got the Koreans with the nail shop. Got the Chinese restaurant right there. Even though they're going to kidnap your son, say he stole a fork. Come on, man. Got all these heathen nations around you taking all your money. This is what you wanted. Because you picked them over God. Real talk.
Verse 8.
No, that's the end of that. Let's drop that. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 10 and 7.
Come on. The book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 7.
So like 10.
10, verse 7. I have seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants upon the earth.
That's what I'm saying. This is backwards. We living in a backwards society. This is not even real. It's not real. I know Amazon is strong. Ford, Toyota, all this stuff. They strong. You feel me? All these businesses, these corporations, they strong. But what I'm telling you is that is not how it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the other way around. They the ones supposed to be in poverty. They the ones supposed to be suffering while you living lavishly. You taking 3-month trips on a yacht to different countries, exploring the world. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But instead, you a servant. When the Bible says it's servants upon horses and it's princes walking. You know what a princess is? That's Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians. The princes walking on the ground. You feel me? Struggling, begging for change. Are you kidding me? The Bible is real. God is real. Black people is real. Real talk. Let's drop that. Let's go to 1 John 3 and 8.
The book of 1 John chapter 3 verse 8. He that committed a sin is of the devil. For the devil sinned from the beginning.
Right. He that committed sin is of the devil. You know why? Because if you sinning, that's because you following the nations round about. That's how you know the devil is a nation. This is not a spirit underground poking you with a pitchfork. This is a nation of people. The devil is a nation of people. Because we just read in Judges, what was that? Judges, the 4th chapter? The 3rd chapter. How he left the nations round about us. You hear me? The Lord say he left the nations round about us so we can know war, so we can fight, so we can choose him, and we can show them who the chosen people of God is. But instead, we chose them. We chose to follow a nation of devils.
For this purpose, the Son of God was manifested, that he might destroy the works of the devil.
Right. And they say for the devil sent him from the beginning. You know why? That's talking about the serpent in the Garden of Eden. That's how you know the serpent in the Garden of Eden was a man. And he sent him from the beginning. And we followed him then. We keep doing this over and over. We followed him in the garden. We followed him after Egypt. We followed him in Egypt. We followed him in Assyria. Followed him in Greece, Rome, America. We just keep doing it. That's why I say the Lord is about to put his hands in this. Christ is not coming back to give you hugs and kisses. Christ coming back to end all this. You feel me? You can be on his side or you can die with the devil.
Verse 9.
No, Salakia. You start from the middle for this purpose.
For this purpose, the Son of God was manifest.
Right, and for this purpose, the Son of God was made clear. That's what manifest means, to make something clear. That's what he was made for. You feel me? So you can stop sinning. Stop choosing the heathens, man. Real talk.
That he might destroy the works of the devil.
Right, and the devil is a so-called white man. The devil is the deceiver. Anybody deceives you, but it's a nation of people. A nation of popes, you feel me? A nation of Catholic priests that apologize to the LGBTQ, but won't apologize to the black community for all the destruction they done. You feel me? Real talk. All right, so yeah, let's drop that last scripture. Let's go to Jeremiah 51 and 6.
Book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 6. Flee out of the midst of Babylon.
Right, flee out of the midst of Babylon. You feel me? Now, fake Israelites and groups will tell you to go flee into South America and in Israel. It's a lie. Nah, that's not what you should do. This is a spiritual thing, which means get out of the mindset of Babylon. Babylon, we in Babylon right now. This Babylon the Great. You feel me? America has took on every philosophy of Babylon, Greece, Rome, Assyria, Egypt, and tied it all in one. America tied everything all in one. That's why it's Babylon the Great.
And deliver every man his soul.
And deliver every man his soul. Now we know People out here selling their soul, giving their soul over, which is control over their self. You feel me? And we trying to give you back control. That's why I say we trying to free you from white supremacy in Christianity, because that has got your soul entangled. It got you locked down. You feel me? Well, they controlling you. They beliefs, they whole system is controlling you.
Be not cut off in her iniquity.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the time of the Lord's vengeance.
Right. This is the time of the Lord's vengeance. Don't be cut off in her iniquity. Her sin, Babylon, America, don't be cut off in her sin. You feel me? Because this is the time of the Lord's vengeance, which means get out of Babylon. Stop listening to the lies of the Christian church. You feel me? The Christian church is white supremacy. You can't say you're a Christian and you're a black man. It don't even make sense. Because the Christian church pushes white supremacy.
But this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her recompense.
Right. She about to get repaid. Babylon, America is about to be repaid for everything they ever done in this earth. They said they was going to look for weapons of mass destruction. They ain't never find them. You feel me? They trying to go oppress everybody all across the globe, and they're using black and Hispanic people to do it. They're going to say, oh, celebrate Memorial Day. Fuck Memorial Day. The hell are you talking about? Blacks, Hispanics, Native Indians dying for this country. Talking about you looking for weapons of mass destruction. You trying to go free people when we in fucking hell right here. They just said 9 people dead, 41 shot in one city. Just one city Memorial Weekend. Fuck Memorial Day.
Verse 7. Babylon has been a golden cup in the Lord's hand.
Right, it's been a golden cup. You feel me? Babylon has been so precious. You feel me? It's been so precious. You feel me? Everybody think Babylon is so precious.
That made all the earth drunk.
Right, all the earth is drunk off the philosophies of America. You can't do nothing without America saying so, or they're going to come to your country and say they're looking for weapons of mass destruction, when really you just didn't want to do what they said to do.
The nations have drunken her wine, and therefore the nations are mad.
They mad. They drunk and insane off the philosophies of America. Real talk. That's why they all come in here. Slide, we're going all over that 9.
Count, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed.
And that's what's going to happen. You're going to look up and America is just going to be destroyed. It's going to be falling apart. You're going to be like, damn, what happened? It was just a golden cup. It was just so precious. It was just so glorious. But it was in the Lord's hand. You feel me? It was in the Lord's hand. And the Lord will be done. As in earth, as it is in heaven.
How for her?
Right, that's what's going to happen. They're going to cry for her. When America started falling apart, the nations on this earth is going to cry for her because they got rich getting in bed with them.
Take balm for her pain. If so, be she may be healed.
Right, that's what they're going to try to do. They're going to try to heal America. When America falls, they're going to try to heal America. You feel me? Real talk, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen.
Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon.
Yeah, we definitely would have. Blacks, Hispanic, Native Indians, we would have been first on the bandwagon because of Wi-Fi. You feel me? Because of going to the grocery stores and just picking whatever you want. You ain't got to do no crops. You ain't got to do none of that yourself. No growing, no food. None of that. You ain't got to make no liquor on your own. You could just go to the liquor store and pick out what you want. We would heal Babylon.
But she is not healed.
But it's not going to happen. This place is about to be destroyed.
Forsake her and let us go everyone to his own country.
Right, and that's what's going to happen. Everybody going to go back to their own land because this is a melting pot. America right now is a melting pot filled with immigrants. You feel me? Filled with immigrants. I called the phone company the other day. They say, do you want an English, Spanish, or this? I say English. There's a dude talking, sound like he from East India. You feel me? I could barely even understand them. Like real talk, but everybody going back to their own country.
For her judgment reacheth unto heaven.
Right, the Lord see it. That's what that means. That means the Lord is done with it. She done enough. Babylon has done enough.
And is lifted up even to the sky.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. Babylon has done enough. Feel me? It is what it is. A lot of blacks, Hispanics, and Indians gonna try to save this place. And I'm gonna just say, let's just remember what Usher said. Let it burn. Let me tune in. You feel me? Every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Let me tune in Wednesday night for the podcast. Tune in every other Sunday for What You Ain't Learned History class. Yahweh Bashim Abshai Barakatham. Yahweh Shema Thumb Bashim Abshai.